Eric, Fenway Park has turned from a ball field to a party. The Red Sox have won their third World Series in the last 10 years. This has become the golden age of baseball in Boston as the Red Sox defeat the St. Louis Cardinals in 6 games. Just a wild scene right now. All the players in and out of the clubhouse celebrating with the fans, hoisting the trophy, spraying champagne on each other as the Red Sox are world champions, celebrating here in Boston for the first time since 1918, back when Babe Ruth was still pitching. Welcome live inside Sports Authority Field at Mile High. I'm Yanni Karakis. Welcome to the Coventry Lumber post-game wrap. It's a party in Denver. The Broncos are headed to the Super Bowl, and the Patriots are heading home. Tom Brady 10-4 all-time against Peyton Manning. Round 15 of this heavyweight fight is on Sunday. First, the man of the hour, John Farrell. There was a moment right before you were getting the trophy where I kind of saw you just look around, and you seemed to take it all in. At what point did you realize what had just happened?
Well, you know, I don't know that we can ever all take it in. It's still sinking in. But
And the accomplishment this year, all the more remarkable when you consider all the injuries, all the players the Patriots have lost for the season. But here they are in their regular position, hosting a home playoff game, trying to advance to the AFC Championship game for the 8th time in the Belichick-Brady era. Much of the hype leading into this game was the legacy of Brady versus Manning. Entering the game, Brady was 10-4 all-time against Manning, 2-1 in the playoffs. Well, Manning has now evened the score in the postseason. After waiting hours on end outside of Boston City Hall Plaza, fans finally get to see the moment they've been waiting for, the duck boats passing with the World Series champion, Boston Red Sox. I made this reference earlier. I'm not a professional athlete, but I went running today in Denver, and I was completely and utterly winded from the high altitude, or maybe I'm just out of shape. Either way, the Patriots hope the air doesn't bother them on Sunday. Mike, a beautiful day in Denver. Still sunlight out here. Remember, we are 2 hours behind the East Coast. The Patriots should be arriving this evening. The Broncos, of course, had a morning practice. They did all their media obligations. Both teams now ready to just focus on football as we approach under 48 hours away from kickoff. Now, being in the AFC Championship game on the road is new for the Patriots. They haven't done that since 2007. But being in this game, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, this will be their 8th time playing in the AFC Conference Championship game. In many ways, last night was a must-win for the Red Sox. They did not want to go down 3-1 to the Cardinals, but thanks to a passionate David Ortiz dugout speech and a 3-run bomb by Johnny Gomes, here we are, knotted up at 2, heading into tonight's Game 5. Eric, the champagne is in the building, and the Red Sox are hoping to pop it tonight. They don't even want to think about a possible Game 7 to them. This is a one-game series, and it all goes down tonight. The worst to first turnaround has finally come to a culmination, and here the Red Sox get to celebrate in front of their fans. Shane Victorino, the Flying Hawaiian, his walk-up music is Three Little Birds, that famous Bob Marley song, and when he walks up to it, it's every little thing is gonna be all right, and that certainly was the case tonight. Shane Victorino with one of the most clutch hits in Red Sox history, a grand slam over the monster in left field. I'm Yanni Karakis, live outside of Gillette Stadium in Foxborough tonight as the Patriots prepare for the Broncos in the AFC Championship game on Sunday. The Pats in a new position of being a road underdog. The big news out of Foxborough today, of course, no Tom Brady at practice, listed on the injury report with an illness. Mark, there's a lot of familiar faces involved in Sunday's AFC Championship game. 2 future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. 2 coaches that have faced off in a Super Bowl before, Bill Belichick and John Fox. Just absolute shock. The fans, the media, everyone's just turning to each other and asking what just happened. I mean, at this stage, Game 3 of a World Series, for a game to end in that manner, just one of the most bizarre endings you will ever see on the stage like this. As they've done all year, this Red Sox team resilient, turning the page. John Farrell mentioned it today in his press conference. This team does so well coming off a high or a low and just being even-keeled going into a game, and tonight that showed as this series all knotted up at 2 games apiece. Welcome back live to Busch Stadium in St. Louis, the site of a 3-1 Red Sox win in Game 5 of the Fall Classic. The Red Sox come to St. Louis and take 2 of 3, playing in an NL ballpark with their rules. Pretty impressive. They're now on the doorstep of a World Series win. This worst to first turnaround nearly complete. The most important and significant start of his Red Sox career, earning a whole bunch of that big contract he signed back in 2010. Who would have thought he would have outpitched a former Cy Young Award winner and MVP in Justin Verlander? Cowboy up, member of the 04 World Series team. 9 years, does it seem like yesterday or seem like forever ago?
It does seem like yesterday. Your heart's always young. I'm getting really old, and I know that because I look in the mirror, it looks like I'm eating powdered donuts.
You know who was on the roster that year? A guy by the name of Babe Ruth. Should the Red Sox win tonight, it's a season that would go down in New England sports lore. We know what happened from there. They went on to win the ALCS and the World Series. As for David Ortiz's speech writing inspiration, he credits former President Bill Clinton. Really good enough to join me. You said it was an emotional locker room. You were proud of your guys. Just take us through the evening.
Hey, you know what? It's you're playing so many young kids.
Welcome to the Ryan Center in Kingston, the site of tonight's 126th meeting between PC and URI. All is mostly quiet right now. We're still about 90 minutes away from tip-off in this game, but it'll be a raucous, sold-out crowd come 8 p.m. tonight. Mark, what a game is right. College basketball alive and well in the Ocean State when PC and URI head coaches are jawing at each other in the waning moments of a close game. Super Bowl 48 was billed as the league's best offense in Denver going against the league's best defense in Seattle. A future Hall of Fame veteran quarterback in Peyton Manning against an upstart and undersized second-year quarterback in Russell Wilson. Storylines aplenty, and for you Patriot fans, do you root for Manning as he and Tom Brady continue to compare resumes? Do you root for old coach Pete Carroll or maybe Wes Welker? Whoever you rooted for, this one was a complete surprise, at least on the scoreboard. To the Meadowlands we go. Weather not an issue tonight at the Meadowlands. Very first play from scrimmage. Watch out, Peyton Manning not ready for the snap from Manny Ramirez. Manny being Manny over his head into the end zone. That's a safety. You're lying if you predicted that as the first Super Bowl score. 2-0 Seattle. That was just the beginning of the Back in 1997, the Celtics were in a similar spot to where they are now, a bad team with the predicament of possibly tanking. The Celts only won 15 games that year and had the best shot of landing the #1 pick, a Mr. Tim Duncan. Well, the Celts ended up with the 3rd and 6th picks, drafted and traded Chauncey Billups and Ron Mercer within 2 years. The San Antonio Spurs got the first pick. You know the rest. Duncan has 4 rings with the Spurs. In just 2 weeks, the PC Friars have gone from a tournament team to a team probably in the tournament to a team hopefully in the tournament. Yes, Providence is on the bubble, but trending in the wrong direction after last night's defeat to Georgetown. Welcome to a special Monday night edition of the Patriots Wrap. I'm Yanni Karakis. Well, if you didn't stay up late last night, by now you've heard the Pats' come-from-behind win over the Broncos was not only historic, setting a new franchise record, but absolutely thrilling. In the freezing cold, the Pats rallied for 31 unanswered points and won in overtime in dramatic fashion. Let's show you how it all went down. Tom Brady, 9-4 all-time against Peyton Manning coming into the game. Opening drive for the Pats. Stephen Ridley's fumbling issues continue. Wesley Woodyard on the hit. Von Miller on the recovery. He's heading the other way. 60 yards for the score. Broncos on top. Ridley benched for the rest of the game. Ensuing possession for the Pats. Brady back to throw. He is assaulted by a crew of Bronco defenders. Von Miller again causing the damage as the Broncos recover. Noshawn Moreno would punch it in to make it 14-0 Denver. But the Pats would fumble on their 3rd drive as well. 6 total on the game. Manning and the Broncos taking advantage. Jacob Tamme, 10-yard TD score. Denver 24, New England 0 at the half. A stunning development in Foxborough. Second half, different story. Pats march down the field. Brady, terrific pitching catch with Julian Edelman. The Pats on the board. After a Denver fumble, the Patriots cash in. Brady to Rob Gronkowski, dragging defenders to the 1-yard line. Brandon Bolden would punch in the 1-yard score to make it 24-14. Manning would fumble on the Broncos' next drive. Brady to Gronk again. This time it's in the end zone, 6-yard score. Suddenly it's a 3-point game. To the 4th quarter now. Denver trying to counterpunch. Peyton Manning intercepted by Logan Ryan. His cold weather struggles in Foxborough continue. Manning just 19 of 36 for 150 yards. Brady completely outplayed Manning, finding Julian Edelman. He gets in. 9 catches, 110 yards, and 2 scores for Edelman. Pats with 31 unanswered points. They take the 7-point lead. Manning would throw a TD pass to overtime we go. Pats win the toss. Bill Belichick chooses the wind over taking the ball. A controversial move, but one that would pay off. Late in overtime, Ryan Allen punts it. Wes Welker waving off the catch, but the ball bounces off the leg of his teammate Tony Carter. Nate Ebner recovers it for the Patriots, and forget a tie or a loss. The Pats position for the win. Stephen Gostkowski from 31 yards. New England stuns Denver 34-31 in overtime. The new look, yet old school Big East is still trying to find its identity this year. At this point, we're not really sure who's good and who's not. Besides Villanova and Creighton, who are both ranked, there are 6 other teams hovering around the 500 mark in the conference, including both Providence and Georgetown, 2 teams moving in opposite directions and both on the tournament bubble. The Friars trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. Senior guard Bryce Cotton trying to do his part to make sure that happens. End of the first, acrobatic layup in the lane gives PC the 1-point lead. Moments later, Cotton, corner 3. He was democratic in our nation's capital, hitting everything tonight. Final seconds, watch him go coast to coast for yet another 3. Cotton scored 19 of PC's 21 points to end the half. Friars up 4 at the break. Cotton finished with 31. Second half, a different story. 1-point game, 5 minutes to play. Went off the miss. Georgetown's Nate Lupkick winds up with the lay-in. Hoyas up 3. Moments later, G-Town pulling away. Jabril Trawick with the 3. Hoyas end the game on a 36-16 run, handing PC their 3rd loss in a row, 83-71. Welcome back to the Patriots Wrap, joined now by Andy Gresh. We were both there last night, kind of both scratching our heads. Down 24-0. How'd they do it?
Well, the turnover, quite honestly.
Welcome to Inside Rhode Island Basketball with Dan Hurley. I'm Yanni Karakis. This is our 5th episode of the season, already halfway through the slate, and Coach, already halfway through your A-10 conference schedule. How are things as we tape this on a Monday?
Conference is tough this year.
Yeah.
You know, conferences.
Things. Let's start with David Ortiz. He said earlier in the offseason he wants a contract extension. This has become like a yearly tradition. He did hit 30 and 100 last year. Does he to baseball now? And the captain is retiring. Yankee shortstop Derek Jeter announced this will be his final year playing in the big leagues. After 20 seasons with the New York Yankees, the future Hall of Fame shortstop will hang him up at the end of this season. The 39-year-old shortstop made the announcement today on his Facebook page. The news isn't entirely surprising when you consider Jeter played in just 17 games last season due to injuries, and 20 seasons in the big leagues playing at his level, the time seems right. Jeter has over 3,300 career hits and is the Yankees' all-time leader in games played, at-bats, and stolen bases. The 5-time world champion and 13-time All-Star will go down as one of the Yankees' all-time greats, right up there with Ruth, Gehrig, and DiMaggio. Fittingly, Jeter's final regular season game will be September 28th at Fenway against the Red Sox. Cranston's Marissa Castelli is already playing with house money, as the saying goes, with a bronze medal in her back pocket. She and her partner Simon Schnapp here could skate this week knowing everything from here on out is just icing on the Olympic cake. After a 9th place finish yesterday in the short program, the American duo advanced to today's free skate event. Here's the video Marissa and Simon's parents sent us following their performance.
Hi, this is the Castelli family and Schnapp Hair family. We're here in Sochi. Just got done watching Marissa and Simon skate. They did a great job. They competed against the best in the world.
We are so proud of how they skated. We were so excited. How much better can that be?
Go USA. God bless America.
God bless America. Fair warning, I'm about to show you the final results for the mixed pairs event, so look away now if you don't want to know. So the Celtics shorthanded in Milwaukee. The good news, the Bucks happen to be the worst team in the East. Phil Pressey taking advantage of his job opportunity, knocking down the 3. Moments later, Pressey again, the lone guard in the C's starting lineup tonight. He finished with 13. Celtics up 3 at recess. Chances are you can't name a single player on the Bucks. I really can't. Gary Neal, maybe? He hits a 3, giving Milwaukee a 3-point lead. The Celtics roster of misfits and journeymen would outdo the Bucks cast of characters. Jeff Green, fairly well known, 3 of his 29. Celts pull away for the 102-86 victory. They've won 3. We'll be back after the break. We're going to talk about if Stephen Ridley ever gets a carry in his Patriot career again. We'll be right back. Time decision by Belichick.
Yeah.
I personally did not like the call.
Yeah.
I thought it was too risky to let Manning go down the field and score. What did you make of Belichick's decision to take the wind and not the ball?